The mind is like an empty soap dispenser. You try to get something from it. You go to it expecting that something useful is going to be there. You're habituated to going into it to get something you want. But when you actually go and see what's there, there's actually nothing of use in there. And that's why we're equating the mind, meaning your thoughts, identifying with your thoughts, going into your mind to find something good for yourself or enjoyable, that you're not going to find anything there. And that similar feeling when you go to get some soap and there's nothing there, and you keep pressing it, thinking that's going to come in the next minute, next second, there's going to be something coming out there, and it doesn't because it's empty. And that's the nature of going into our thoughts, trying to run after, what we think we want, to get what we think will make us happy. But none of those will give us permanent happiness that we want because we already have it. It's already here. You can look at any example in our life. Something as silly as picking up the remote control to turn on the TV and the batteries are out. Or any number of things. But what you find is that you expect to get something and it's not there. Now, why is that expectation there? Because your own nature is perfect happiness and peace. So that's what we are. And we're used to that. We're actually are always wanting to return to just being. That peace and happiness that we refer to as just being. The feeling of just being. Without anything added on top. Without anything needed to make it be something special or something that we want. You've gone to someone's birthday party or Christmas or holiday and you want to get them something and somebody says, oh, well, this person has everything. What do I buy for them? And that's how our nature is. You have everything. Everything is right here. The source, which is the peace and the happiness and the feeling of being, is already here. So anytime we go outside, and when I say outside, I mean simply our own thoughts and concepts about what we want or what we think we need, we're moving away from just being. So automatically that's going to create a disturbance. It's going to create a feeling of separation and a feeling of not being as happy. Because you have to leave your own happiness and peace in order to pursue the thought. So the instruction here is don't follow the thoughts and the things that we think we want, thinking that it's going to get us anything. Because it's not going to get you anything. Whether it's your career, whether it's earning a certain amount of money, whether it's some kind of online accomplishments, whatever that might be, or relationships, or simply just going out to have fun because you want to go out and go on a vacation, you want to go here, you want to go there. None of those things will give you happiness or peace or freedom that you're actually looking for in that experience. And again, this is because you already have that. So you can't go out and get something that you already have. Or at least, at the very least, it's not necessary. Now, we're not saying that you should not do any of those things, because whatever is natural, you're automatically going to be doing that. That's as the way life unfolds. So if you're going to go on a vacation, go ahead and enjoy the vacation. If you're going to pursue a career in a particular field because that you're passionate about that, go ahead and do that. If you want to go and buy something, go ahead and buy it. Whatever you need to do, go ahead and do. But don't assume or think that that is going to give you additional happiness. That's how our mind tricks us due to thoughts arising. We rise up and identify with those thoughts. And when we've done that, we've also left our pure being, which is the source of all the happiness and peace. So go about your day doing whatever you naturally do, whatever you enjoy is totally fine. But don't assume that it's going to give you anything that you don't already have. So how do we recognize that we already have it? Simply rest in your own being. Rest in the feeling of just being. And begin to not grab onto the rising thoughts. Just be with them. The arising desires and the rising aversions. Just allow them to be there. And keep feeling your feeling of actually just being, which is perfect. You notice when you're enjoying yourself, it's not necessarily always the things you think are the most exciting or the most fun or fulfilling the things you wanted. Sometimes you're just having a walk, like on a normal day, and you just feel very happy and joyous. You might have a joyous mood while you're doing something you normally dislike. Happens all the time. Similarly, you may have a horrible mood and unhappy feelings while you're doing something you normally enjoy, that you normally attribute to being pleasurable or happy. This again shows that it's only the mind that's creating these illusions of association with particular experiences that are good or bad or happy or sad. So rest in your own feeling of just being, just your own awareness. And that whatever you experience out there is just part of this pure awareness, this pure being. It's not separate or outside. And by resting as the being, you start to feel this openness and this freedom that you could be just sitting or just doing normal things, and you can feel that fulfillment, peace, and happiness. Because there's no agitation within your being. There's no feeling that I need to go out and do something to get happiness. That you already feel, I have the peace right here. Perfect peace. It's a peace that has no concepts and no qualities attached to it. No ideas of what peace even is. This is our permanent resting place. And from here, everything happens. So it doesn't mean that you don't do anything. You can actually enjoy much, much more, because everything is a fulfillment of that feeling of total peace and fulfillment. So we want to begin to more and more go into the feeling of just being, the feeling of I, just being I, myself, not as a separate person trying to run out and get happiness, but just a feeling of being that doesn't need anything, doesn't want anything, and has everything. Every time the mind arises with new things it wants, just notice that whatever this is not going to add anything new to my own feeling of being that is already perfectly whole and happy. It's simply arising in my being. And this arising comes from me. It doesn't come from outside. So this is where the distinction is and the clarity is between running after the thoughts in your mind to get happiness and resting in your own being and enjoying happiness and peace regardless of what's happening. Does having a negative experience take away your being? No. Similarly, having a positive experience, does it make your being bigger or smaller or more you? No. So always be resting in what this is. This is just natural freedom. And you'll no longer be following or going into your mind or thoughts, hoping to get something, simply because you already have it. And there ends the difficulty and the suffering. And there is permanent peace. Simply enjoy, rest in that peace.